this morning I got an episode 1 PB, and that was on a local run, so I decided that rather than just uploading the local run to YouTube without any commentary and submitting that, I would restream it on Twitch with some commentary laced in, and then submit that highlight to speedrun.com instead, because I think that would be a little bit more interesting. So with that, I'm going to start the run, or the recording of the run. Oh, I just reminded myself, so I was able to get an auto splitter to work completely for episode 1 80%. I was able to make it happen so that I didn't have to press the split key at all after starting the auto splitter, including the first input to actually start the run and the final split, which I didn't have before. But yeah, this is all pretty standard stuff. Kind of missed that square boost, but what can you do? My PB had a 212 satellite sabotage, and that was below average, definitely. I consider anything faster than 210 to be good, and 210 and slower is not as good. That's pretty standard. You can get that ledge grabless, but I don't get it often, and even when I do get it, I'm usually thrown off, and I end up losing the run anyway, so that was also bad. Missing the square boost off the water tower is a lot slower. Sometimes I find square boosts more consistent on some services than I do on others, which kind of confuses me. I'm not really sure why that's the case. Alright, so let's see what the split was. I think I remember what it was, but I'd like to see it. Okay, so that was a 209. Alright. So that's just on the threshold of acceptable. Hey Jonas, yes. Restream of a PB. Not going to say what the final time was right now, but it's a PB I'm happy with, so I wanted to share it with some commentary instead of just uploading a recording with no voiceover. Let's see how this Murray fight went. There is a way to stealth slam the closest rat as Sly if you move around him a certain way, but then the other rats don't approach you, so it's usually just faster to let Murray approach them. So that was actually a pretty fast rat fight. Anything in the 104, 105 range entering this cutscene I consider pretty good. I don't do the cutscene skip here because I find it really inconsistent. As in, I've never gotten it before, and I didn't need it to get the kind of run I wanted. I do get this though. And I was failing this jump right with this guard here. I was failing it over and over again. I couldn't figure out why. And then I decided I was just going to try to jump over his head, and I haven't failed it since doing it that way. So that's what I'm going to do from now on. Oh, I think here I tried to do this, and I messed it up a few times, but then I got it. Broke even with just crawling underneath the vent, so I was okay with that. Could have saved some time. The rest of this job is pretty straightforward.
그러니까 오른쪽 스틱을 눌러서 바이노큐컴을 꺼내. 거기엔 이미 스파이 카메라가 장착돼 있다고. 오른쪽 스틱을 이용해서 사진 목표물에 줌인 또는 아웃하도록 해. 조준이 잘 되었으면 아론 버튼을 탭해서 사진을 찍으라고. 이게 위에 목표물이야.
Oh, I got a first framer. Yeah. Forgot about that. I was mashing R1 during the dialogue because I don't know what the cue is for Korean to end Bentley's dialogue. I don't have an audio cue for that, so I just mash R1 while trying to keep focus on Dimitri at all times, and it worked out well there. So for not having the cutscene skip, this was a decent split. Pretty close to my gold. 10 seconds ahead is good. Getting a 5:32. I guess a sub 5:30 without the cutscene skip would be really good, but I missed out on that. If I'd had a better satellite and a slightly better rat fight, that would have happened. And if I'd gotten the vent skip the first try, entering the printing press room. Oh, this was a run where I actually optimized my resets a little bit more. I started resetting on the first base note of job complete, and that gives the game just enough time to autosave before the X and B menu comes up. I end up saving a couple seconds doing it that way. Square boosting into that job trigger typically doesn't prevent Sly from landing on the ground before accessing the job, so I didn't do it there. GSM is pretty important in this job. Every time I've tried to GSM this guard under the archway that Dimitri's going towards, I've always been screwed over later, and usually even with that guard there, I watch Dimitri's waypoint and he ends up walking right past him, so I don't consider it a problem. I'm trying to spawn a guard over in the distance, and it ended up happening. He's walking behind the peacock now. And I'm also trying to avoid looking at the road Dimitri's walking on right now, because I don't want a guard spawning in front of him. I'm not messing around at all. There's no reason to do that. You don't have to coin grind in any percent. Oh, there is this strat you could technically do to skip loading the game for breaking and entering and saving some time there, but I didn't incorporate that into this run. I didn't want to learn it. And this card showed up, and I was worried about that for a little while. Oh, and then that happened. Messed up my glitch high jump a little bit. I didn't wait long enough to hit circle, I don't think. But Dimitri hadn't turned around yet, so it was fine. And at this point, I tend to watch the timer to guess when the split's gonna happen. Korean Dimitri. It's really weird. So at 3:28 there, it was better than what I was normally doing, and I think it was because of the faster reset. and the fact that I didn't spawn any guards in Dimitri's way. So it's impossible to save time on this split, but it's easy to lose time. It's one of the worst. And I got a gold that split because of the reset optimization that I did. And yeah, this is the load I was talking about. You don't have to load here if you do super jumps into the water. I didn't explain that well, but essentially you follow Dimitri all the while landing super jumps, starting at where this waypoint is, and then if you fall into the water after the follow Dimitri job, it spawns you here, and it's faster than loading by quite a bit, but it's also really difficult to pull off. At least it looks difficult. Meanwhile, I'm just moving forward here. The chair jump always makes me a little concerned. It's the hardest part of the job. I got it first try though, so that's good. Got the score boost too, so this has a very... I'm thinking here, this is a very likely chance of golding if I can just get the jump up to the vent first try. So I ended up doing it, so that's a gold. I'm almost positive. I don't remember if it ended up being a gold, but we'll find out. Actually might not have been. No. I did save time, but I don't know where the second went. It's possible Follow Dimitri didn't save as quickly as usual, but I really have no idea. What did I get stuck on? I forgot about that. That's kind of dumb. Murray's two jobs in this episode are not difficult, but they have some annoying parts that will lose you a bunch of time if they go wrong. Silence the Alarms is worse than this, but this has its annoyances with the flashlight guard. I'll see if it worked out here. This run feels like it's going by a lot faster than it did when I was actually doing the run this morning. I suppose that's kind of interesting. I didn't go for the stomp there that you can like stomp before that cutscene starts. And you can pick up the chair during the cutscene. And yeah, this didn't work out. As long as I don't get hit by the laser, I'm okay. Nope, that was awful. Alright, this is a bad split. Ended up losing some time here for sure. You don't want to get hit 3 times. You want to get hit once by the flashlight guard towards the lasers, and then you run through the lasers with iframes, and then you pick up the rat who is running to figure out what's going on in the background there. But I haven't had a good water pump destruction on these splits yet, so I didn't actually lose that much time. I probably lost more time than just that. So if anything could be improved on this run so far, it would be that. Worst split so far. Let's we'll see how the other splits go. So yeah, that flashlight guard, I don't know. I'm having a hard time getting past him. Maybe if I aimed more to the left when I jumped, I would have been out of his line of sight, and that might have gone better. It's just mashing circle to pick Murray. And it is circle in Korean, it's not X in the menus, to confirm. I do like to alert that guard because it then lures those guards away from me. I don't know if that actually matters for the job, but it seems to help.
알람 경적 때문에 우리가 침입한 것을 디미트리가 알 거야. 여기 3개의 알람 경적이 있으니까 그걸 제거해줘. 알았지? 명심해야 돼. 이건 힘이 아주 많이 필요하다고 머레이. 우리 팀에서는 오직 너만이 이 일을 해낼 수 있어. 달을 불러서 물건을 집어든 다음 알람 경적을 향해 던져버려. 행운을 빌게 친구. 이건 좀 위험할 수도 있어. 악한 자들은 내 분노를 받아라.
I just realized my audio was not delayed correctly. Like it shouldn't have been delayed. So everything I was saying was probably a little bit off. That's okay though. Alright, so here I'm gonna be doing suitcase RNG. I'm trying to manip suitcases to appear there, and I did decently. There is a guard there though, which could be a problem. So I dodge him. Oh, I got hit there. Yeah, okay, so that could have gone worse, honestly, but that wasn't ideal. And no guards followed me here, so that went well. Yep, lost a little bit of time. I could have saved more time than that. I probably could have gotten a gold if I didn't get hit. Yeah, I think I'd lose time because I missed the square boost there, but there's nothing else important in this job other than the movement to the job, since this is pretty much an auto-scroller. I don't really have much to talk about here. They're speaking in a language I don't understand, even though I pretty much know the context of what's being said. Just playing it safe, not straying too far away, not farming for coins or anything like that. I'm mashing circle there because I have had a dropped input there and I've fallen off and failed the job. That happened recently, so I don't take anything for granted anymore when it comes to inputs in this game. I think at one point in this run, I don't know where it is, but I was afraid of sound locking somewhere and losing the run to something that was totally out of my control. Obviously, that didn't happen, or I would not have been able to PB, so... But the thought crossed my mind that that could happen. As you can tell, I don't really have to move very fast all the time, because she is a really slow runner and takes a circuitous route most of the time. I don't have to go up to the ropes either, I can just follow her from down there. Easier. So yeah, here's the time loss. Actually not as bad as I thought it would be. I guess square boosting doesn't save as much time as I thought it did. Got a ledge grab there, that was a little awkward. I don't tend to GSM that guy. Because usually I can just hit him and the other guy's far enough away where it doesn't matter. I have gotten screwed a little bit before though doing it that way. And I didn't get the fast cutscene start here. Doesn't really matter that much. It's just a second that's lost for no good reason. There are some harder strats you can do in this job to make it go faster, but I chose to forego doing them in order to not lose a run this late. Because I didn't want to have to grind runs all the way up to theater pickpocketing just to mess up the stupid jump that is really finicky. And ended up losing the run. It's random whether the guards have 2 sets of coins or 3 sets of coins before you get the key. So I lost count of who had what amounts, but I think my luck here was about average. Yeah, see, here is I can avoid doing all that climbing with a strat that lets you jump off of the prop on stage to get up there instead. That's a really precise jump. So yeah, my RNG wasn't that good because that guard's a lot closer than he normally is. But that means he gets there faster, so. The other strat I forego is glitch high jumping to the fans. I just take the easy way out and climb on the poles instead. Although there was one run at one point I did where I accidentally latched on to a different pole than the one that was intended. I lost some time to that. So that was a little below average in terms of luck, I think. Could have saved more time. Okay, so I'm starting to think this run has potential to get me where I want to go. I'm not thinking, so I forgot to bomb drop in order to increase Bentley's fall speed. But I realized it right away, and I think I'd do it on the next one fall. Like here. I believe I'd do it here, yeah. But then I got caught up on the bombs, and that's a little annoying. This job is fairly consistent. It's pretty hard to mess it up. I may have messed up a little bit, because I might have missed this first guard. Let's see if that happened this run. Yeah, it did. Lost some, like maybe a second there. Playing it safe, not taking the damage on the laser fence, because you never know. I say this job's consistent, but I have messed it up before and lost a bunch of time. I'm pretty sure the rest of the job goes okay though. I don't even double jump around the fence. I really didn't want to take any chances. That was a bit of a risky shot. I didn't aim quite as well as I wanted, but it hit him. Yeah, once you put that guard to sleep, you're good to go. Just hit the bomb and the job's over. Actually, at one point I had a run where I bombed the third pillar and somehow the bomb missed. I'm still not sure how that happened, because I didn't watch the run back. So I was running against the gold here, so I lost just a little bit of time, actually, not even that much, it's negligible. Watching this reset, I remember that I'm on a PS3 Slim, so they don't have quite the best load times. But it's fine. I wasn't really looking for the optimal PS3. I was looking for one that will hopefully last me longer. Because I had a fat PS3, but it got a yellow light of death, which was why I took such a long hiatus from this game. Anyway, let's get back to the action. Heist. Definitely things that can go wrong here. Right now, my mind is focusing on the bench strat. Oh yeah, Murray hit the guard out of sleep, and I was gonna be mad, but then he hit both guards with the same punch to kill them both at the same time, so I was fine with it. Got lucky there. This was a little below average. I kind of want to position Bentley so that he doesn't have to walk over to center himself at the switch. This is the bench strat. So you destroy the bench that rat is standing near in order to lure the rats away from the flashlight guard. And if you get caught, your run's pretty much over because it takes forever to lose them. But I didn't get caught. So I'm breathing a bit of a sigh of relief, but I have two things, well really three things in mind now. The peacock sign jump, the rat fight, and the Dimitri fight are all places I could lose time. I forgot that I did that. I was a little mad. So that was suboptimal. And then I don't know why I did that, just for... I wanted to see how far I could push Murray. I had to vent a little bit after double ledge grabbing. That was kind of dumb. Yep, okay, so I messed that up, but then yeah, this heist obviously could have been better. So this is definitely not the perfect heist so far, but in terms of major time losses, nothing bad's happened. Did I miss the first hook shot? No, there was another one where I missed the first hook shot. Okay, so these rats, I'm trying to hit them as frequently as possible without them getting near the truck. And I have failed this before. Somehow the rat's body killed the other rat, which was kind of interesting. He had one hit left there. I would have I would have stealth slammed him in order to kill him, but he only had one hit left, so I didn't have to. So I got hit, but then health landed right next to me, so I'm worried about health for Dimitri, obviously. Got hit again, but... And then yeah, I'd say that was average. But I told myself, okay, I have probably got this in the bag as long as I can do the Dimitri fight reasonably well. And with the auto splitter, the way it's set up, it's a lot easier to focus on the Dimitri fight instead of trying to split immediately on ending the fight. I had to do some trickery in order to get the split images to work here, so I can explain that a little bit. During the boss fight, Dimitri's health bar is visible. So I use that as the first part of my 2 images. I used a masked image and carved out the image of his head on the health bar in order to do a dummy split, which would split before the end, and then as soon as the fight ends, a black bar appears on the top and the bottom of the screen. So I use the black bar on the bottom of the screen as my way of stopping the timer. That is another masked split that actually splits the timer and ends it. So let's see how the fight goes. I was hoping to get a first framer on hitting him, but I didn't, and he did shoot me, so not the best start, but and that was unfortunate, but it didn't really lose me that much time. Just I lost health, and I was worried about that. I think I get him caught behind the, yeah, I get caught here. No, not yet, not in that cycle, in the other one. Did manage to catch up to him there, so that was good. So, oh, here's where I got stuck. And that's it. Alright. Golden by a second, but the important thing is I wanted a time that was sub 31 and ended up getting that by 7 seconds. So, I was pretty pleased with that result. That was the goal I had in mind after I initially PB'd on Korean PS3. So this video is going to end, I think, after job complete shows up. So that's it. That's my episode 1 PB. I will be submitting that to speedrun.com after this stream is over.